I got no word there.
Two of the hardest working guys, man, in this sport, man. I've seen a lot of dudes in this sport. This is two of the hardest working guys that come through. And consistent with it. You know what I mean? I don't watch these guys work through trials and tribulations. I don't watch them work through heavy hearts. I done seen them get it done, man. And I made a statement to y'all at the press conference that I still hold. I'm so confident in my team for the simple fact, these guys, Buddy Osborne, he built this empire you see here, this gym, taking care of all these little babies y'all see walking through here. He got a rec center and the city need to reach out to him, the work he's been doing. You know what I mean? But these guys have worked at championship level. You know what I mean? Like I said, they've been in corners, they've worked IBF titles, so I'm confident that my team's in place when we go into a fight with a talented fighter like Mansour. Because I'm confident in my team. I know this is the biggest fight of Mansour's life. For him and his coaches. This is the biggest fight they've ever been a part of as leagues. You know what I mean? So I understand that. And Philadelphia has a history of the Philadelphia bragging rights. And some guys put more emphasis on that than others. You know, for us, it's a job we need to do. You know what I mean? It's not about who's the baddest guy in Philadelphia. We're not interested in that. This guy's proven he's one of the baddest guys in the world twice. So now he's on the verge to prove that he's a bad guy, one of the baddest guys in the world in this division too. And we understand people have seen some of the past performances, and they're not going to tell you in your face, but people have written him off. People have written him off. You know they're going to look at him in person half-hearted and they say, oh yeah, hey, what's your best? But in their mind they're like, hey, too small, and they're going to write him off. And I told them they're supposed to think like that. It's his job to change their opinion. It's his job to say, hey, you know, I didn't think that he'd do this. And that's his job. And that's the job that's up to us. And that's the task we're up for. The special guys take their job on head on. And that's what we plan on doing.
So any questions? Get this question Q&A popping.
Yeah, what's it like to finally have a fight back in Philadelphia?
I don't know, man, because I haven't fought, you know, since 2003. That was my last time fighting on the, putting on for the French dude. The dude who came to the ring with a motorcycle. I fought on that undercard, you know, and I mean, people really didn't know me, you know, because I started boxing when I was in the Navy. So I didn't have like people, oh, Steve's fighting. You know, I didn't even fight amateur in Philly. Everything was in the Navy. So when I came back home, it's like, even when I started going to other gyms, people like, who this dude? You know, Steve, he ain't from Philly. You know, they didn't know me. You know, because I started boxing at 19. So right now, you know, with NBC, real grateful to NBC for you know, putting me on the Adamic fight, the Fury fight, helping me do allowing me to do the fight plans with BJ. They really helped me get a fan base or get familiar with the casual boxing fan. The hardcore boxing fans already knew me because of, you know, I'm two-time world champion. I done traveled the world. I done did what a lot of fighters don't want to do, and I did it with a belt. You know, I'm traveling the world with a belt, actually getting fed to the wolves by my promoters. But by the grace of God, we prevailed, you know, and made a good name. So fighting here now at this point is awesome, man. I mean, I can't say a dream come true, but it's close. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm 37 and this and that, but this is one thing I wanted to accomplish: to fight in Philly on a level such as this, or even higher. I always wanted to fight in Europe, as you know, like campaign in Europe. I did that, so now I'm back home. You know.
World champion, win titles in another place. Never won a world title on U.S. soil.
Nope, yeah, I won my title.
World title he won was out in the world.
Germany and Poland. It's crazy.
We got world champions that ain't got a passport. Jokers ain't even need world champion. World champion means the world. It don't mean you the baddest thing in the United States. I mean, that's the USBA championship.
And that's one thing I always looked at when I was a kid. You know, it'd be like when I first started boxing, it's like world champion. You know, I want to be a world champion. I want to fight, you know, in Australia. I want to go fight in England. That was just my mindset then. And it's funny how stuff worked. You know, I was with a promoter that was just like, I don't see no value in you. Go ahead, go over there and make some money for me. You know, send me to Germany, send me to Poland twice, send me to Germany numerous times. And then we signed with a German promoter and was like, hey, this the pot we cooking in, you know? So let's just go ahead and burn it up some more, you know? So we did that.
Who do you...
You're the trainer of probably the greatest older fighter of all time. You're fighting a guy who's And everyone agrees he's probably a freak of nature, Bernard. You're fighting a guy who's 41.
Alien.
You're fighting a guy who's 41 years old. Obviously, he's taking about 10 years old. You know, is 41 41, or is he a young 41 because of, 10 years old?
Mansour is an athlete. What is most impressive about Mansour, people been talking about his limitations, or he can't do this, or he hasn't done that. He's a guy with very little has got it done, what he has. That makes you special. You see what I'm saying? If you can get it done with what you have, we see people running track without legs, and people find a way to get it done with what they have. And Mansour is that. So you have to take him serious at every cost and every level. We take every opponent very serious because, like we said, this is the biggest fight in Mansour's life. People want to try to talk about when he fought Maurice Harris. Maurice Harris was never at the level that Steve Cunningham was. He was a bigger man, much older man, and he'd been battled up already by the time he got to him. This is the biggest fight in this man's life. So I told Steve, you have to remember when you fought for your first world title, this is the way Mansour is thinking now. Because, and like I say, for his whole team, this is the biggest fight of their life. They make a name for themselves by dealing with Steve Cunningham. So Steve has to wake America up and wake the world up and let them know I'm still valuable, I'm still here. Like I try to tell them, they're not going to tell you to your face. Nobody's going to walk up to your face and say, you know something, man, you're too small in this game and we can't take you serious. You know what I mean? So you have to prove that you're right. That's what lays on his shoulder. And that's what he faces and he has to deal with.
Biggest fight in Mansour's career. How do you fit it in with your career?
What helped me in my career stay on point, like 100 and training and just drive is whatever fight I was fighting, that was the most important, biggest fight of my career. It is. If I would have lost to my last fight, Kazada, if I'd have took that guy light and lost to him, I'd have been done, And if I'd have, same thing with any other fights that I've won. So I've always looked at every fight as the biggest fight of my career because it is actually, you don't want to get set back. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose ever. They got to show me I'm going to lose in the ring, But this is it's a special fight for me too because of its heavyweight and because Mansour is the powerhouse. They're calling him the next Mike Tyson, all these things, and the things that they're saying about me, the negative things. Like I said before, that stuff fuels me up. You know what I'm saying? That stuff fuels me in camp, and I'm ready for the fight.
How much of the motivation going into this is regular motivation, got to win the fight, important for your career, and how much of it is showing people that, let's even talk about people who might be whispering that, you're heavy.
There's all,
showing people.
Every fight, I guess just from my career, almost every fight, especially as being a champion, was kind of like that, showing these people, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be cruiserweight champion. I'm supposed to be two-time champion. Look who I beat. Champions I beat, guys I beat in the cruiserweight division are reigning champions right now, not just champs with a couple title defenses. Marco Huck, this dude's got like 10, 12 title defenses. I stopped him in the 12th round. Krzysztof Ledarczyk from Poland, WBC champ.
Say his name again?
Yeah, exactly. El Diablo, that's what they call him. He's reigning champ. I beat Guillermo Jones before he got a belt. He's about to fight for his, he had the belt, he got the belt, then he lost it due to some circumstances. Now I think he's about to get it back again.
Right.
A lot of people don't look at that. I fought these guys and beat these type of guys, so I want to do that in the heavyweight division. With Mansour having a USBA title, that's just it's a step on the stairs on the highway to heaven.
That's yours.
They know.
All that.
This is a question for both gentlemen. Brother Nazim, these two sparred several times. How much does familiarity play in the game plan? How much of it is he's familiar, and how much of it is mental?
My thing, the sparring advantage goes to Mansour. Because Mansour is going to do everything he can to try to take that sparring situation out of Steve's head. He's going to want to prove to Steve, I'm a way better fighter than when you spar me. I'm a much better athlete than when you spar me. So to me, the sparring advantage actually goes to Mansour. They didn't spar enough to familiarize themselves with each other like that. But I know Mansour had solace in the sparring. That's why when I spoke to him at the press conference, I said when the first thing out of his mouth was going to be about the sparring session. When the first thing out of his mouth was about the sparring session. It has to be, because that's raining on his head. That's driving him while he runs. That's driving. He knows that he has to do way better than that. You know what I mean? So I think the advantage is to him with the smart. It's just we have to be intelligent enough to know that he's thinking like that, and we are.
You know, he's one of the few like southpaw heavyweights out there. So now that you're fighting him, you had to. Who are the other southpaws you're working with coming into this?
You know, that's one of the advantages of every fighter who's been successful. When you can't find guys that can emulate them. Fortunately enough, like I said again, our team. You talking about Buddy Osborne, Livy Cunningham, our team. We reach out to each other and we get things done. Sometimes it won't be about a particular sparring partner that boxes like him, but things that we can have a sparring partner do that's in that same format for us to get done what we need to get done. And like I said, you find a way. You find a way. And I really believe we found a way. With some of the things we've implemented in this training, I'm confident that we found a way to deal with it.
So without actual southpaw sparring partners, you're saying?
Oh, there'll be southpaw sparring partners. But here's my thing. No sparring partner fights like the guy that's got the belt, because if they did, they couldn't spar with you. They'd be somewhere getting ready to defend their belt. You know what I mean? So nobody actually, there is no sparring partner. You're not going to find somebody who actually boxes like Floyd or actually boxes like Andre Ward. You have to put together pieces of the puzzle to get things done. So you might have a guy that can do one of the things that guy does. You know what I mean? And then you piece it together and you find a way to get the work done. Study the tape and implement our game plan. And force them to accept our game plan.
And now the guy you had here last night looked just like Mansour, if you want my opinion.
Word.
Y'all know Nas ain't giving out too many secrets.
Don't tell who that was.
Nas will tell you what color he wearing today. It's a secret to him.
Hey man, like I said, the one thing is for certain and for sure that we take Mansour absolutely as one of our serious threats. And like I said, fighting here in Philly, as well as my team is based in fighting in championships, I think Mansour supporters are based in Philly. Yeah, he's got Philly history behind him with guys like Russell Peltz and Johan, outstanding Mr. Johan. So he's grounded in that form. You know what I mean? So we have to put in work. We have to work harder than Mansour, and we have to do more to prove something to the public. We know that. You know what I mean?
Well, who do you think the pressure is on most, Steve or Mansour?
Well, we put our own pressure on us, so ours is heavy.
Ours always heavy.
Mansour, like I say, he's in a comfortable network. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not one to get into the politics of things of that nature, but he's in a comfortable situation. You know what I mean? Because most people want to say, well, you know, even if Mansour can't get him, we can automatically pretty much say he was the aggressor. Because in boxing, we've lost sight that it's called effective aggression. We just scoring fights to the guy who came forward. He was the aggressor. Yeah, but he got to get all night.
Like last out in the fight.
I mean, and he's been in this situation. The other guy came. You know,
the last 10 seconds he fought.
But he got hit all night. You know what I mean? It's effective aggression. It's making the guy, when you just mentioned the next Mike Tyson made you miss everything and came in there. But what you'll see, because the guy's home and like I say, he's in the comfort zone, you're going to see a little showmanship. You know, Mansour and them had a little showmanship. They had a little smoke and mirrors, you know what I mean? But my thing is, I got to lay my solace on the fact that the judges and the public people are their intellect of knowing boxing and understanding that boxing, we're not MMA, we're not tough guys. He's a boxer, you know what I mean? So we have to implement our plan on that.
Are you worried about dirty tactics?
What's that?
Are you worried about dirty tactics?
You're always worried about dirty tactics. I don't know Mansour to be dirty, but you're always worried about dirty tactics. A short man coming forward, head is going to be there. Pause. But we got to deal with it accordingly. You know what I mean? The thing is, if Mansour shows up with one of them aluminum bats, them little small aluminum bats you buy in Models, we got to find a way to deal with it. That's just the sport we in, man. We can't make excuses. We got to try to find a way to deal with it.
How much, I saw the last Adam fight, and I've watched it at least 5 times, and all 5 times I scored that fight for Steve. How much does that impact your strategy with the perception that Mansour is a guy that they're trying to push?
It's a part of it, but if we wear our hat on that, we fall into a depressive mode, and we can't do that. We have to know Steve Cunningham has his identity. He is that. When you put Steve in there, like you say Mansour, next this, next that. Steve is the first of what he does and the way he does it. I mean, he has to be himself. He has to maintain his identity. He can't let Mansour or anybody else alter him out of that, because once they do that, they've already won one small battle. And now they got you falling out of who you are.
Now with me, I'm going to answer that question with, after the Adam fight, I fought Fury, and I had said it, and I didn't, a fighter doesn't want that to affect him the way that decision went. I felt I boxed up 0.5 on Adam, So when I fought Fury and I'm in there fighting him and I'm landing these good shots, it was just in my mind, I got to show these judges, because they act like they don't see, good, skillful boxing. So it's like I got to show them some fight here and there. So I went at Fury a little bit more than what we planned, but still was successful, outside of, the tactics he used, and he got the KO, but it affected me a little bit. But right now, and that's why I wanted to fight like a Kazada fight, in between to work up to something like this. It was just a mental thing for me, you know what I'm saying? It was just for me, and I got all that's in the past. I'll reflect on it just because it was such a good fight. And like I said in the telecast last weekend, I won that fight to me. And can't nobody tell me I lost that fight. The judges can't even tell me that. It's an L on my record, but in my heart and in the hearts of the fans, they know what it is. So I'm cool. Yeah.
Given Mansour's last fight with Price, do you guys plan on trying to take him into the deep rounds based on conditioning?
If that on Steve Cunningham being Steve Cunningham.
Exactly. If
whatever Mansour got to
great.
do, Mansour got to do. You know what I'm saying? So when I go to the kitchen to fix my food, I ain't cooking for Mansour too. That's Mansour. So if they're happy, if they ready for deep, they should be ready for deep now, because we're gonna prepare our guy for everything. Like I said, man, this you see this young man in the corner over here, Mr. Buddy Osborne? You see these guys? This is not a new level for us. Like I said, this guy's worked world championships corner. He was an outstanding fighter himself. This guy's been in world championship fights. When you've been a world champion and when you've dealt with world champions, you know you got to cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Other guys are finding a way to get that done, but they're going to have to prove that they found that way on the night of the fight. So like I said, we've already swam in that pool. You know what I mean? So when we get there, we just put our feet in and go. These guys got to find a way to get it done.
What will a win over Mansour do career-wise, other than keep things going? It's a good win, USBA title.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, the press conference is, it's a title. You know what I'm saying? It's a title. It's a national title. It moves me up in the rankings. I don't even know where I am in the IBF rankings right now. It's obviously not top 12, but I think this will put me in like top 10, top 12, top 11, and just a step closer. Like I said, I didn't, this fight was brought to us, through promotion. So we're like, all right, let's make it work for us. If this is the fight that has to be made, then let's make it work for us. Money, put his titles on the line. Let's this, that, and then it's great. It's in Philly, so awesome. Let's go.
Yeah. Glasgow, just beat Adamic. You broadcasted the fight. That was for the number 2 IPF position.
Adamic been fighting for that number 2 spot.
Well, Nana Glasgow has that, and Pulev's number 1 contender. I think he has a mandatory shot with Vladimir Klitschko.
Yeah.
So after that fight, Glasgow's probably going to be the highest rated guy, and after you fight Mansour, you'll probably be moving up in the rankings. Maybe there's an elimination between you and Glasgow for the number 1 position.
That's possible, because we're both, that's an in-house thing. It's easy to make. But if so, great. If not, cool. We still other ways to go. You know what I mean? It would be an interesting fight. I really respect Glasgow. He did an awesome job with Tomas. I thought Tomas did a great job. That 12th round. I'm like, dude, I got more respect for him off of that 12th round than the 24 rounds we shared in the ring. I'm sitting there like, this dude is off the charts, So hats off to both of them dudes. I mean, you know me. fight, man. I'm a fighter. That's what I do. I sign a contract. Let's go to work.
Does, after all your accomplishments, your successes, does it get tiresome to have to constantly prove yourself to you know, like what we're talking about, or is that just part of the
That's part of the game. And truthfully, like you say, all accomplishments. Like I was telling George at the press conference, you know, on paper, I'm a two-time world champion. On the mouths of the hardcore fans, I'm a two-time world champion. But you know, I never felt like a two-time world champion. I've never had that. You know, not that I wanted it, but you know, I've seen guys like Shane Mosley. I've been with him out, and people just interrupting him while he's eating with his kids. Just don't care. Oh man, it's Shane. You know, I can go out and walk down the street, and you know, I'm the normal Joe, which I'm cool. I'm totally cool with that. But I've never experienced a two-time world champion, you know, even on the financial side or the fame side, you know. So I got a lot to prove, you know, because it's still stuff that I feel I need to get, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hungry, you know. Mansoor continually says how hungry he is. Dude, you don't know hunger until you've had a bite, Paul, until you had a taste of what's on the plate. But it being pushed away from you, like, no, you can't get it for so long. And I've been looking at this plate for so long, you know, but I haven't been able to eat the main course, really, you know. So, like I said, I see other two-time world champs, and they doing it. They living great financially. That's awesome, and my hat goes off to them because I know how hard it is to get there. But I haven't been there yet, and my goal is to get there.
That's one of the things I responded to when I heard Mansoor say how hungry he is. It's understandable to be hungry when you're just imagining what's on the other side. This guy was invited to the room. I told him to collect that jewelry because all the jewelry does is give you access to the room where the money is kept.
For you guys, jewelry is the belts. That didn't know.
So I told him to collect that jewelry so you can get in the room. It don't mean you automatically get the money, but it means you get in the room. He's been in the room. He's done all the work you're supposed to do to be involved in those kind of paydays, and then wasn't given those paydays. So if you want to know what hunger is that you earned. You imagine you worked all week long, and then they didn't give you your paycheck. That guy got a chip on his shoulder that you don't even understand. It's different than the guy to say he wish he could get the job. Imagine you worked you wish you could get the job, and you got the job, you did the work, but you didn't get paid.
So after all that, in a sense, it helps you prepare.
Yeah, it totally does. I mean, shoot, like I said, I got situations going on right now, you know, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that, just emotional stuff, and it's like, I need money, you know what I'm saying? I need to make that world champion, that two-time world champion money. I need to, for my family, for our future, you know, for sound mind, you know, I need to, so that's my motivation, you know.
Say 6 figures, man.
Yeah, they said 6 figures at the press conference. Show me the money. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that's my motivation, man.
Where is that?
It is.
We gonna get it.
That's my motivation.
We gonna get it.
Money on the table.
We gonna get it.
Providing for family, and just making the accomplishments, doing the accomplishments. I'm already in the history books. 2-time world champion. I would love to be in the history books for a 3-time world champion, a heavyweight world champion. That'd be awesome. You know, so that's where we're going. I'm not finished.
I mean, I was at the fights at Valley Forge, and I saw this gentleman with his ring walk.
Yeah, this guy.
Oh, you see the Bigfoot?
The big.
I mean, it was, I have to give it to you, it's one of the most spectacular things I've seen with the whole Schwiller team.
Yeah.
Is he choreographing your ring entrance?
I don't know, man. I can't do that. That's Bigfoot right there, baby.
That might be too much flavor for it. That takes me to see him saying that old he may not possess that type of flavor. You know, he got his own flavor.
That's his world. That's
still our flavor.
We leave that to the big lesson.
Once again, that ain't boxing.
No, that's part of the show. That's one thing, though, that, I mean, not saying he don't take his job serious. No doubt, we ain't here together all the time. But, and we work hard. But I never really, my mindset, I was always, gotta work, gotta run, gotta sprint, gotta swim, gotta win, you know. I didn't care about, you know, entertainment, because I didn't understand boxing was entertainment and it was a sport and it's a way of life, you know what I'm saying? So I never really meshed that.
Yeah.
He got it. They got it.
We're in the show.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? When I sit in that square circle, always asking me with that. That's all I'm sorry if people lame, but I'm sorry. But they got to get touched. You know what I'm saying? So I like to bring that entertainment value to the sport, man. I like to, have the eyes looking, you know what I'm saying, who this, who that. So you gonna love me or hate me. But we gonna do our thing, you know what I'm saying? That's how big for bro.
I thought I was in a time capsule, man. Back to
yes, sir. That's what we aim for.
You know, Nas got a little input in that too. You know what I'm saying?
He was raised up like that. I used to train his father. He was raised up like that, so he'd throw back. He was raised in the gym, boxing guys like Steve Cunningham, Bernard Hopkins, Babe Buchanan. He's been around these guys all his life. You know what I mean? Yusuf McDo, he came up under these guys all his life. So he understands, you know what I mean, that anything that sells a ticket is a form of entertainment. You know what I mean? Everybody's not a knockout artist. We're not going to knock everybody because you bring your chin to get a chin. So that's not my formula. My formula is not to send you running in there. I'm not going to breed a lot of Mike Tyson. You know what I mean?
Hey, I want to.
But these guys can box and they're smart. Smart boxing.
I just want to let y'all know about, Philly. Philly's known for good fighters, for great fighters, and we got an up and coming star, I believe, Manny Foley, officer. You know what I'm saying, Manny Foley. In the house, Philadelphia boxing future is safe and sound. Is going to continue.
And I'm going to reintroduce y'all to some hot stuff y'all not already seen. Y'all can go ask Glasgow about this hot stuff back here. Glasgow still ready to crack somebody in main events. Putting the monster in there last minute.
Oh man, but Philly got future coming up. The future is safe and sound, like I said. The young guys, Sheen from Sheen, my man right here, Tiger up in here, Tone. It's just gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? This Philly thing ain't gonna never stop. It ain't gonna never stop.
Yeah, like you said.
And we all feeding off each other. We be in the same gyms, just watching. I know I'm in the gym. I'm watching him. I'm looking at him.
Oh, you were just ignoring my man.
My bad. The crew's coming.
You see his look. Now some baby need to giggle see when he hit him. He's gonna go down like that.
I'm gonna post that video up with him and Nas training. That's Nas' youngest protege right there.
Okay.
I ain't playing. So thanks y'all, man. I mean, if y'all got any more questions, it's up to y'all.
Should be good.
Well, let me ask one for the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot? Yes, sir. Where did the Bigfoot come from?
Oh, no. I can't remember as you when I was young, when I was like 12, I wore like a 13 when I was 12. So I just recently grew into my feet in the sense of when I look at it, I'm flopping, Jordan, like, I'm flopping the ring like this, so he's like, oh, Bigfoot, so that stuck with me, man, that's how I come. Y'all see how to perform, man. I come in, I come to get this blood. I smell the blood, I'm going to get it. Hey, look, I'm not going to get it. Go get it.
I'm working in it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And like I said, we got a strong team in his corner, too. We got Sharon Baker. Again, Buddy Osborne and myself.
Busting cuts right there.
Listen.
You know what I mean?
We in Schuler's training, I told him a long time ago, I said, listen, there's nothing, when you look at my team, when you look at Percy Customs over there, got Tone bringing up that future, Buddy Osborne got that little kill over there, Manny Foley, Bigfoot, Steve. When I turn to these coaches and I can talk, between these guys, there's absolutely nothing been done. Y'all test it. Y'all coming at you, I know you got 100 questions. Come ask it. Buddy, Buster, myself, Sharon Baker, there's nothing that can be done in boxing that we haven't been involved in. Nothing. She worked with Jackie Frazier, female world champions. Didn't work with USBA champions. We didn't work with Olympian silver medalists, junior Olympic champions. Nothing in this sport we ever come across. So we got a resource. See, I'm not one of them guys that try to stand like an island and, coaches come and say, I'm so wise beyond my years. I'm going to ask these guys whatever I need to ask them for the benefit of my protege, for my athlete. I'm going to go to bust and bust. Man, I need, hey, buddy, what you see, buddy? Everybody stand, nobody know everything. I know less than most. So I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to find a way to get it done for my athlete. Because the important thing and the focus is my charge, and that's what I'm saying.
Is there any chance I can get a picture of all the fighters?
USS. You'll just say USS.
You too open the water. You Foley?
Now remember what I told y'all this earlier. On April 4th, because we got another kid on the card on our team named Carl Dynamite Doggy. On April 4th, we're going to launch the USS Cunningham. We're going to light the fuse to the dynamite, and we're going to unleash the Bigfoot.
All right. Y'all move in tight. You two open the water. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead, get it.
Look at this boy fighting heavyweight, man. He Charles Tone. And rumbling. And running. In the first heavyweight fight.
Buddy,
Buddy,
be hot. Buddy, that'll be hot.
Buddy, like to keep
in, bud.
Hey, that long-awaited comic, I got the trailer coming out this weekend.
Buddy, this
I'm gonna
time.
tag you guys. I'm doing the villains first. Let y'all know.
Come here, Lou. Yeah, there you go.
Philadelphia got a great history.
Yeah, tight. There you go.
But some of these guys standing right here is about to rewrite and add some more pages to it. With all due respect to those greats who laid the platform.
This is one of the only places you can walk around and see guys like Mildred Taylor, Biggs. I've run into Biggs so many times. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the history here is off the charts.
How do you feel about being inducted to the Pennsylvania Boxing Hall of Fame?
Let me get one last one. Everybody votes towards me.
And I'm grateful.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right, over here. And hopefully I'll be deserving if I'm blessed to put more work forward. But like I told you, man, these guys around here, from the great Nick, Mr. Pete Tucker and Sam Hickman, and all these guys, man, I grew up around these guys, man. Boy Fisher. These guys, man, put me on that walk, man. So that's why when they say I ain't intimidated, I done sat down with Boy Fisher, I done sat down with Al Fennell. I done sat down with these guys, man. These are the greatest, some of the greatest guys ever did it, man. I done sat down with Dundee. I done sat down with Seattle Segura, the Cuban coach. I done sat down with Eddie Futch. I done talked to these dudes, you know, I'm communicated with these guys, man. Emmanuel Stewart, Freddie Murphy. I communicated with these guys y'all consider great now, the guys y'all consider great then. I done sat down with these guys, man, so I'm proud. I'm proud to even call myself a professional coach under the umbrella of these dudes. If I can accomplish half of what they forgot, I'll be all right in this sport. If I can remember half of what they forgot, I'll be good.